Hello and welcome you all in the course of probability and statistics. Now in today's lecture we should learn about two-dimensional random variable. In one-dimensional random variable, the output of any experiment had only one characteristic. But in many situations, the outcome of a random experiment depends on two or more characteristics. So just like say when we have to calculate voltage and current in some particular experiments. So we have to study two characteristics voltage and current at a time. Say second example, so when we have to measure the blood pressure, then definitely we have to require what is the age of the person. And the third one, measure the height and weight of every person in say some particular city, some Ahmedabad city. So to describe such experiment, mathematically we introduce the study of two-dimensional random variable. So let's see the basic definition. So let capital X and capital Y be two random variable defined on some particular sample space as. Then the function x comma capital Y that assigns a point in the R2 plane now is called two-dimensional random variable. So now two-dimensional or is also known as joint. So two-dimensional probability mass function. Yeah, simply joint mass function. Yeah, is known as joint probability mass function. So as we have to study in one dimensional, say there are two cases arise. Say first one is the discrete case and second one is the continuous case. So let's first start the discrete case. So if x and y are two discrete random variables. Now when we have to talk about the discrete, it means that the total number of element in this random variable x and this random variable y must be finite or is countably finite. We define the joint probability function of these two variables x and y by using probability of capital X is equal to x and capital Y is equal to small y is also represented as say f of xy, where this joint probability mass function satisfy the characteristics say f of xy is greater equal to 0 for every value of x and y, and the second one is the sum over x, the sum over all the value of y f of xy must be 1. Yeah, we have to say that the sum overall value of x and y must be 1. Now the condition is remaining same, just we have to extend one dimension to two dimension. In one dimension discrete variable, we know that the first condition is f of x greater equal to 0. So it just simply extend f of x to f of xy. Now the second condition is the sum over all xi into f of x is 1. So again it's just extension of one dimension to two dimension. Now suppose say capital X can assume any one of the m value, say there are total say m value x1 x2 up to xm. Capital X can take any one of the value, say it may be xj. So capital Y can assume any one of the n value y1 y2 up to yn, and say yk is any intermediate between y1 to yn. Then the probability of the event that corresponding to x is equal to xj and y equal to yk is represented by f of xj into comma yk. A joint probability function for x and y can be represented by joint probability table. Now This table is known as the joint probability table, where capital X, capital Y stand for random variable. Now here we have to assume X contains the value, say x1, x2 up to xm. So we have to write down x1, x2 up to xm. Y takes the value y1, y2 and yn. So we have to write down as a first row y1, y2 and so on yn. Now x1 and y1 corresponding, the value is f of x1 y1, x1 y2, so corresponding value is f of x1 into y2 and so on. Corresponding to x1 and yn, the value is f of x1 yn, and the sum of these all the elements, that is the sum of this row, is represented by, say, simply f1 x1. Sometimes is simply written as f of x1. We have to just neglect this suffix. Now similarly for x2, f of x2 y1, f of x2 y2 and so on. And now the sum of this second row, that is f of x2 y1 plus f of x2 y2 and so on, f of x2 yn is represented as f1 x2, and the similarly this one. Now also we have to talk about this first column, say f of x1 y1 plus f of x2 y1 and so on, plus f of xm y1 is represented by f2 y1, that is f2 y1 is nothing, just summation of all these elements. Sometimes it is also written by, say, simply f of y1. Similarly, the sum of all these elements is represented by f2 y2 and so on this. At the last, you have to must verify your probability table. The sum of this column must be 1 and the sum of this row must be 1. That is, the sum of this row, sum of this column, both is same. Yeah, grand total. Now these are, say, one of the property, say the probability that x is equal to xj is obtained by adding all entry in the row corresponding to xi. So just we have to already told, to obtain the probability, say f1 xj, so we have to add all these elements, and the same property tells that f1 xj is just addition of sum over k 1 to n xj yk. So we have to find out the summation of all these rows and is represented by f1 x1, and this property is same but is corresponding to column. The sum of all these elements is f2 y1. Here we have to write down in generalized notation, where j and k is running from, say, 0 1 2, so as per our requirement. So let's see the one example. See, the joint probability function of two discrete random variable x and y is given by f of xy is equal to c into 2x plus y, where x and y can assume all integer such that the x is running between 0 and 2. Both the endpoints are included. Y is running from, say, 0 to 3. Again here both the endpoints are included, and the function takes the value 0 in the rest of the interval. So here we have to talk about all the points in R2 plane. We know that in R2 plane the coordinate is represented by x comma y. So just we have to discuss about the coordinate between this range. When x is lying between 0 to 2, y is lying between 0 to 3, the function takes the value c into 2x plus y, and rest of all the R2 plane, the function takes the value 0. We are interested in find out the value of this unknown. That is, first of all we have to find out the value of c. Now second, we have to find out the probability of events when the random variable x takes the value 2 and the random variable y takes the value 1. So 2 comma 1. So when we have to represent this, the point 2 comma 1 in Argand diagram, it means that the x coordinate takes the value 2 and y coordinates take the value 1. And at the last we have to find out probability of x greater equal to 1 and y less than equal to 2. So one by one we have to find out all these three quantity. So let's start from first option A. Say solution. Say the sample point xy for which probability are different from 0. So see here, just we have to discuss in the range when x is 0 to 2, y is in the range 0 to 3, the probability, that is function takes the value this, but when the points it's outside this range, the probability is 0. So right now we have to discuss about probability are different from 0. Yeah, in another words, we have to say that the probability are different from 0. So we have to first of all talk about only non-zero. So as we have to see in this graph, now in x-axis we have to expand say 0, 1 and 2 because x is between 0 and 2. Now y is 0, 1, 2, 3 because y is between 0 and 3. So we have to consider the points in R2 plane. These are the points 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0. Now here the coordinate x is 0, y is 1, so 0, 1. These are 1, 1. Similarly, the x coordinate is 1, y coordinate is 2, so 1, 2. These are say x 2, y 3, so 2, 3. So there are just only these few points where probability is non-zero. Now in remaining all the points the probability is 0. So you have to write down here sample points whose probability are different from 0. So ultimately is non-zero. So we are interested to find out the probability at these points. But as given in the question, the probability of all those points is represented by this function c into 2x plus y. So the probability associated with this point is represented by c into 2x plus y. So next we have to find out the probability at each and every point. So just for sake of conveniency, here we have to write down our function here. So fxy is c into 2x plus y. And now we have to write down all this sample point in this table. So x is say 0, 1 and 2. So we have to write down it as a first column 0, 1, 2. Now y as 0, 1, 2 and 3. So we have to write down first row 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now first of all we have to talk about this point. How we can obtain this? Now here value of x is 0, value of y is also 0. That is x 0, y 0. So when x is 0, y is 0, f of xy is 0. Now for this point the value of x is 0, value of y is 1. Now x is 0, so first term is vanishing, y is 1, so the bracket takes the value only 1 into c, so is c. Now for this point the value of x is 0, value of y is 2. Now x is 0, so first term 1 is, y is 2, so bracket takes the value 2 into c, so 2c. Similarly 3c. Next we have to talk about this value. Now for this position x is 1 and y is 0. Now y is 0, so second term is vanishing, x is 1, so 2 into 1, 2, so bracket takes the value 2 into c, so these are 2c. Now for this position x is 1, also y is 1, so for x1, y1, bracket takes the value 3 into c, so these are 3c. Similarly we have to obtain all this value. Suppose we have to talk about at this point. So at this point x is 2, y is 3. So x is 2, so 2 into 2 4, y 3, so 4 plus 3 7 into c, so 7c is here. Now this can be obtained just by adding this first row. So 0 plus c plus 2c plus 3c gives 6c. Similarly 2c plus 3c, so 5c, 5c plus 4c, 9c, 9c plus 5c, so 14c. Similarly the sum of this last row is 22c. This element can be obtained by addition of this first column. So 0 plus 2c plus 4c, that is 6c. C plus 3C, so 4C, 4C plus 5C, 9C. And similarly this one. At the last, this element is nothing but is addition of this row, this column as well as this row, and it must be unique. So we have to get 42C, because 14 plus 6, 20, 20 plus 22, that is 42C. And again, if you have to check the sum of this row, it must be 42C. And we are interested to find out the value of unknown C. But as we know that the property, say, sum of all the points into f of x1, x comma y is 1. So we have to use that property to find out the value of C. So these are nothing but is a sum of all the value of xi and yi. So ultimately we have to obtain 42C is equal to 1, and its lit C is 1 by 42. Now next we have to find out probability of x is equal to 2, y equal to 1. So from the table, say x is 2, y is 1. So see here, x is 2, that means this row, and y is 1, that means this column. So when x is 2, y is 1, the function f of xy takes the value 5c. So when x is 2, y is 1, function takes the value 5c. But in just first option we have to obtain c is 1 by 42. So just plugging, we have to get probability of x2, y is 1 is 5 by 42. At the last, we have to deal with the third option, say probability of x greater equal to 1 and y less than or equal to 2. So probability of x greater equal to 1, y less than equal to 2 is represented by sum over all the x greater equal to 1, all the y less than equal to 2 into f of xy. So see here, x greater equal to 1, so it includes x is between 0 to 2, so it's strictly greater equal to 1, so it includes the case x is 1 and x is 2, x1, x2. Now y is strictly less than equal to 2, so it includes the case y is 0, y is 1 and y is 2. So we have to talk about two value of x is 1 and x is 2, and we have to talk about three value of y 0, y1 and y2. So we have to consider all the combination of this xi and yi. So first one x1, y0, second one x is 1, y is 1, third one x1, y2, and we have to find out probability of each and every one, plus probability of, now just replace x1 to 2, the combination of y is as it is, so x is 2, y is 0, plus probability of x is 2, y is as it is, that is 1, plus probability of x is 2, y is 2. So just see this first one, probability of x equal to 1, y is 0. So probability of x is 1, y is 0, that is 2 into c. So here we have to write down 2 into c. Now probability of x and y both are 1. So probability of x, y both are 1 is 3c. So this second element is 3c. Probability of x1, y2. Now x1, y2, that is 4c. So it becomes our third element. Plus probability of x2, y0. So probability of x2, y0, that is 4c. So this element is 4c. x2, y1. Now x is 2, y is 1, so is 5c. So 5c. Similarly the last one, x2, y2, 6c. So just is a simple simplification, let's is 24c. But c is 1 by 42, so 24 by 42. So the finally we have to say that the probability of the events when the random variable x is greater equal to 1, random variable y is less than equal to 2 is 4 by 7. So thank you so much for paying your attention.